Tout ce dont on a besoin pour faire un film, c'est d'une fille et un flingue.
I love Nouvelle Vague. Zoey, I believe you and Richard had first talked about this during Everybody Wants Some, which is an underrated masterpiece. How did it feel to come full circle so many years later?
I felt really lucky and really grateful. I think if it came any later, he might have had to recast me. I was pushing it with my age, which he kind of likes to remind me of, makes me laugh. I just I couldn't believe it. I definitely, I don't know if I ever really thought this would, when I was that age, I didn't really, think that it would really happen. So feel very fortunate.
Yeah, absolutely. Aubry, if I'm not mistaken, this was your feature film debut. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you're stepping into some, cinematic Titan shoes. Were you intimidated at all? What did you most want to respect about Belmondo?
I just wanted his family to be happy to see Belmondo on screen. And I don't know if they are, but I'm hoping. So but yeah, I think I just want people who knew Belmondo just go to the movie and say, that's cool. It's Belmondo.
They do.
I hope.
Everyone who I talk to is like, where did Rick find Aubry? I mean, really. Everyone's like, is he related to Belmondo? I get that question all the time.
Oh.
They're like, is it his son?
No.
Well.
No.
Well, there you go. That's high praise right there.
I mean, that's the number one thing that people say to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So humble.
So obviously, Jean and Jean-Paul's chemistry made Breathless so iconic, and we see a little bit of that between the two of you, in between the scenes, if you will.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you think your characters thought of each other by the end of the film?
That was a little bit of an interpretation and an imagining. We know that they had, deep adoration, they really liked each other, but we embellished on that a bit and thought it'd be fun to play with. That was more of kind of an interpretation than an actual factual. Yeah. But I don't think it's a long shot.
Probably not. Aubry, do you have a moment where you felt like it was most believable to you that you were transported back to that time, to the new wave?
I guess the sequence when Poicard is dying, because it was shooting on the actual street.
Yeah.
And it was kind of magical because there was the Jean Seberg grave.
Yeah, Montparnasse Cemetery is about 2 blocks from that street.
Yeah, and there is a picture of Belmondo playing Poicard on the street. So I was like, okay, we're making history.
And we just went back actually a month ago to do a photo shoot, us and Guillaume and Rick, and it was so sweet. This woman came up to us and she goes, I was here. I live right there. I was here when you were filming the scene. It was so meta. We were standing in front of the photograph of Belmondo, all of us, and this woman comes and she's like, I watched you guys do the scene about that photo. It was very sweet. I love that.
I love that too. That's amazing. Zoey, in other news, the people want Zombieland 3. Jesse Eisenberg recently said, I think there'll be more Now You See Me before there's more Zombieland. Can we change this? What can we do?
Can I be in Now You See Me? Can I be in, I'll do anything. I mean, to work with Jesse again. That's so funny. I have no idea. I have zero information about anything. But making that movie was a highlight of my life for sure. I had so much fun. So, hey, if the people want it, I hope the people get it. And I hope I can be and I hope I can be in it, I was just lucky to be there. I really was.
I love Nouvelle Vague. Richard, I think it's, it's so fascinating meta look at, a movie about making a movie. Oh. But I was wondering if you were inspired by any of your own filming sets in your approach to this film?
Well, I think the most influential film of my own on this was obviously like my first film. And I define that not as my first film really, but the first one I had a crew, I had a lot of people. I'd worked kind of alone for a long time. So the first time I had to explain myself to a lot of people, I was making a film that was pretty unconventionally scripted. It wasn't a script. People were wondering about me, kind of like, So I brought all that anxiety maybe, strange confidence and belief in yourself mixed with incredible anxiety and volatility that it could all fall apart. So that making your first film, and I was about the same age as Godard, late 20s, making your first film. So that was, that infused this film for sure, but in a good way.
And Guillaume, you're playing a titan of cinema, Godard, but it's at kind of the start, before people know who he's going to be. Can you talk about what part of his essence you most wanted to capture?
Yeah, so I think it joins what just Richard said. It's the moment when you think you have a vision that could make something new and that could excite people to be watched, but you're not very sure about that. And maybe you're not also sure that people, the crew around you, is gonna follow your vision and trust you to be able to make your movie. So yeah, it was all about this moment about Jean Luc Godard, and I think this is the moment when he has the opportunity to make his first feature film. So it must have been a good moment for him.
Absolutely. Now, Richard, I think it's so interesting that both Nouvelle Vague and Blue Moon are kind of like circulating the stratosphere at the same time when they're both about like very specific moments in the entertainment industry. How did your approach to either film change?
It is funny that they're both out at near the same time, but there's in some way they're in conversation with each other. One's about the beginning of a career. Nouvelle Vague is the beginning of an incredible artistic career. And Blue Moon's about the kind of the end of one, Times leaving an artist behind. But the Times never really left. I mean, Godard left the Times before they left him several times throughout his career. So he has a really admirable career. To the very end, he was still doing what he loved, his own unique cinematic brain and language. So I admire that greatly. But, artists are volatile. You don't know how, the world's going to treat you necessarily.
Guillaume, Jean often seems exasperated with Jean-Luc's way of directing, but obviously no one can argue with the results. How did his view of her change over the course of the film, in your interpretation?
I think he wanted to free her in a way, because she has been on a production with a Preminger that is very straight, and he wanted to capture reality. But if you had to capture reality, you can't tell your actor what they're gonna do or say. So I think his vision was okay, I'm gonna tell her that I'm not gonna tell her, and we'll see what's gonna happen. And I think it made what he expected. It made her be okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it my way. And this is exactly what he wanted. So I think he was looking at somebody who was too much controlled and wanted to free her. And in her memory and letters that she wrote in the end of shooting, she said that it felt also a good experience because it made her being more free, more capable of doing her version of what she wanted to do.
Yeah, he demands she bring herself to it and in a spontaneous way. And that's not how actors are trained. I mean, it's a complete legitimate question to ask, is there a script? Who's my character? And he frustrates her in that way, but he's really just demanding she be herself. So, you see him conjuring up this miracle of a movie that probably shouldn't work, but it did because of his methodology and the sheer charisma of Seberg and Belmondo.
Thank you both so much. The movie is a wonderful experience, and I cannot wait for the world to witness it.
Thank you. We
Thank you very much.
We like that French cafe you're sitting in.
Thank
We're
you.
there with you.
Moteur Raoul. Moteur Raoul. Moteur Raoul.
Moteur, Raoul. Moteur.